In the opening scene of the movie, we see two scientists, Reed Richards and Ben Grimm. Their financial situation isn't very good. These two go to their old friend, Victor Von Doom, to ask for help with their new science project. Victor is a very successful scientist, extremely wealthy, and the owner of a company called Von Doom Industries. Reed gives Victor the proposal for their project. He explains that millions of years ago, some cosmic clouds passed by Earth from space. These clouds had immense energy, and it's possible that life on Earth began because of them. Now the same kind of cosmic clouds will pass near Earth again in 6 weeks. Reed suggests that they should go into space, collect samples from these clouds, and study them. This research could help cure many diseases and greatly benefit human life. Only Victor could help with this mission, because only NASA and Victor had space stations. But NASA had already refused to support Reed's project, and Victor knew this. Victor offers to help Reed, but on one condition: he would keep 75% of the profits from the project, leaving only 25% for Reed and Ben. Reed knew 25% was very little, but he had no other choice. He agrees to the deal because he believes it will help humanity. Meanwhile, we are introduced to Sue Storm, Victor's girlfriend, who also works at his company. All four of these, Reed, Ben, Victor, and Sue, studied together at MIT and were classmates, and Reed was the most brilliant among them. 2 years ago, Sue was Reed's girlfriend, but she left him because he was more focused on science than on her, and never gave her enough time. Sue informs them that her brother, Johnny Storm, will be the pilot for their spaceship. Since the mission is still 6 weeks away, everyone starts preparing. From the very first day, Johnny starts teasing Ben and making fun of him, which Ben doesn't like at all. After 6 weeks of preparation, Reed, Ben, Johnny, Sue, and Victor go to the space station. Ben wears his spacesuit and steps outside the spaceship to place some plants and devices that will collect samples from the cosmic clouds. These devices were designed to absorb the energy from the clouds. However, due to a miscalculation, the cosmic clouds, which were supposed to arrive in 7 hours, were now just 9 minutes away. When Reed realizes this, he tells Victor that they need to abort the mission. But Victor refuses, saying they will complete their task no matter how dangerous the clouds are. Ben is still outside the space station. Reed urgently calls him back inside, but it's too late. The cosmic clouds hit Ben, and because the space station's door was still open for him, the clouds also enter the ship, affecting everyone inside. The scene then shifts to 3 days later. Everyone is back on Earth, alive and perfectly healthy. Victor has a meeting with his company's investors, who tell him that Von Doom Industries stocks are going down. They warn him that they will withdraw their investment if the company's condition doesn't improve within a week. This makes Victor very angry. Meanwhile, we see Johnny Storm, who goes skiing. While skiing, his entire body slowly transforms into fire. On the other hand, Sue and Reed are eating when suddenly Sue disappears, and her hand accidentally touches a bottle. But Reed stretches his arm like rubber and catches the bottle. This means Sue has the power to turn invisible, while Reed can stretch his body. Johnny, on the other hand, can turn his body into fire. Now they realize that the cosmic cloud, which had entered the space station, gave them some kind of superpower. After discovering their powers, the three go to find Ben. But Ben smashes through his room's wall and runs away. His entire body has turned into rock, and he has gained immense strength. Ben goes to meet his wife, but she gets scared seeing him as a stone monster and runs away. Heartbroken, Ben sits on a bridge, feeling lost. At the same time, another man comes to the bridge to commit suicide, but gets terrified seeing Ben and falls onto the road below. A truck is about to hit him, but Ben jumps in and saves the man. However, the truck crashes into Ben, causing a massive accident. Reed, Sue, and Johnny, who were searching for Ben, arrive at the scene. When an explosion happens on the bridge, Sue raises her hands, and a force field appears, containing the blast. This means Sue has another ability. She can create force fields. Johnny and Reed also use their powers to save people on the bridge. The crowd and media cheer for the four heroes. But Ben's wife also arrives, sees his monstrous form, takes off her wedding ring, throws it away, and leaves. The media calls them the Fantastic Four. Victor and his company's investors see the news. The investors abandon Victor's company, making him furious. The public loves the Fantastic Four, but people still fear Ben because of his appearance. Victor angrily confronts Reed, blaming him for wasting billions on the mission and ruining 4 lives. Deep down, Victor is jealous, because the Fantastic Four are now adored for their powers. As Victor leaves in anger, he punches a wall and realizes that his hand is turning into metal. Meanwhile, the Fantastic Four test their superpowers in a lab. Reed starts working on a machine to reverse their transformations, because Ben hates being a rock monster and feared by everyone. Reed checks Johnny's maximum temperature. It exceeds 4,000 degrees Celsius. He also tests Sue and Ben's powers. On the other hand, Victor goes to his company's doctor to test his own powers. The doctor tells him that his body is turning into an unknown, ultra-strong metal, stronger than diamond and titanium. The doctor says he must inform government officials, but Victor kills him to keep it a secret. Victor also discovers another power. He can absorb electricity into his body and use it to attack others. Victor, now consumed by his newfound power, tracks down the investors who abandoned his company and kills them in rage. Meanwhile, Johnny, embracing his powers, enters a motorcycle stunt competition to show off. When reporters ask him about the Fantastic Four's superhero names, he proudly declares himself the Human Torch, Sue as the Invisible Woman, Reed as Mr. Fantastic, and Ben as the Thing. Ben hates the name and angrily confronts Johnny, leading to a fight where Ben destroys Johnny's car. Johnny reveals that Reed is building a machine to reverse their powers, but he doesn't want to go back to normal. Victor, jealous of Reed and furious that Sue is back with him, devises a plan to eliminate the Fantastic Four, so he can be the only superpowered being on Earth. He manipulates Ben, telling him that Reed isn't serious about helping him return to normal and is just enjoying his life with Sue. Enraged, Ben storms off. Reed, frustrated, tests the machine on himself, but it fails due to a lack of power. Victor, watching from afar, sneaks into Reed's lab and supercharges the machine using his own electricity-absorbing abilities. He then tricks Ben into using it, turning him human again. Then, he reveals his true plan. He wants to eliminate all 4 of them to secure his dominance. Realizing Victor's betrayal, Ben tries to stop him, but Victor knocks him out. He then attacks Reed, freezing him in liquid nitrogen to neutralize his powers, and launches a missile at the lab to kill Sue and Johnny. Johnny, as the Human Torch, intercepts the missile and redirects it into the ocean. Meanwhile, Sue sneaks into Victor's penthouse to save Reed but gets ambushed. Just as Victor is about to kill her, Ben, who has reverted back to the Thing, bursts in and saves them. A massive battle erupts. Victor, now absorbing the entire city's electricity, becomes unstoppable. But the Fantastic Four fight back as a team. Johnny superheats Victor with Nova-level flames. Sue traps him in a force field to contain the blast, and Reed and Ben douse him with cold water. The extreme temperature shift causes Victor's metal body to shatter, turning him into a statue. With Victor defeated, the city celebrates the Fantastic Four as heroes. Reed proposes to Sue. Ben, though his wife left him, finds a new girlfriend, and Johnny, as always, keeps teasing Ben. In a post-credits scene, Victor's statue is hauled away in a container, but faint sparks of electricity flicker around him, hinting he may still be alive. If you enjoyed this story, like the video and consider subscribing for more gripping movie recaps like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.